Tigers, and welcome to Truman Middle School. My name is Landy Quinlan, and I'm the principal here at Truman Middle School. And our theme for this year is We'll Be There For You. We want all of you to know that we'll be there for you no matter what, whether we're in school or remote learning, whether you're having a great day or whether you're having a rough time. We want you to know that all of our teachers and all of our staff are here for you. What we're going to do today, guys, is I'm going to put together just a short video that tells you some of the things that are just specific to Truman Middle School and what you can expect when you get here. And then there will be some slides following that will introduce all of our staff members. Here are some basic names to know as you're coming to Truman Middle School. Again, I am Landy Quinlan. I'm the principal here at Truman. Next, we have Jeff Sullivan. He is the vice principal. Shelley Fox is our counselor. Kelly Bristol is our social worker. Gina Bush is our finance secretary, who is a secretary to the assistant principal. And Christy Schaefer, who is our attendance secretary and is at the front desk. Our pickup and drop-off procedures are relatively simple. If you are a car rider and you're getting dropped off in the morning, you're going to be dropped off in the front circle loop of the building. The handicapped entry, if you should need it, is at the east side of the building at door number 3. We want to make sure that there is only one line, so please wait for the cars in front of you to leave before you leave and don't pull around other people in the front loop. Please do not wait to get right in front of the door to drop your child off and let them out. They can get out as soon as you pull into that parking lot. Students are not allowed into the building until 7 a.m., so please try to avoid dropping them off prior to 7 a.m. And all students arriving after 7:35 will be marked as tardy, and they must be buzzed in through the front door. Please remember that when you enter the building this year, you are required to have a mask on. The pickup procedures are the same, unless there's a staff member directing traffic. If you are a bus rider, you will actually be dropped off around the back side of the building by the boys' gym. We do have a bus loop back there, and then you will come in through the boys' gym at door 7. It's actually door 7. And when you are leaving school, if you are a bus rider, then you'll be asked to leave through door 15, door 7, or door 8, which is the other door in the boys' gym. Is that you have PE. Students must have their own clearly marked water bottle, and it must be a clear water bottle, because we're only going to use the water bottle fillers. The actual drinking fountains will not be used this year for sanitary purposes. We also will not be assigning lockers this year. The students are going to be carrying their backpacks during the school day. They shouldn't have too many books in their backpack. It probably will just be their computer. All classrooms and lunch will use strict assigned seating so that we can do any contact tracing that we need to do, and visitors will only be allowed beyond the office by appointment. We do truly believe that attendance matters. We want your students in our classrooms. However, please do not send a sick child to school. Students should be screened for symptoms every single morning at home before deciding to come to school. Please screen for fever, cough, sore throat, runny nose, any symptoms. Our sick policy is that if you know that your child is sick, will you please call into the school by 8:30. If you are seen by a doctor, please bring in the note from the doctor. Our tardy policy is such that if you are here after 7:35, you will be buzzed in and marked tardy from school. Anything after 15 minutes late will be marked as a partial absence, as they are missing part of their first hour class. There are differences between excused and unexcused absences. However, unexcused absences are those absences that are not called in, when a parent does not call in to verify where the child is. You will receive a phone call from our automated system if your student does not arrive to school and you have not called by that 8:30 time period. We do make referrals to the juvenile office and the prosecuting attorney's office for attendance reasons. Again, though, we do not want you to send a sick child to school. Leave permits or notes, phone calls, parents must come in to sign a student out. So although your student can come into the school and sign themselves in without a parent, if they are going to leave school, we do require that a parent or guardian comes in to sign the student out. Truman Middle School is a one-to-one school, meaning that each student in our building has their own technology device, and that device will be allowed to go home with the student once the parent or guardian has signed the technology agreement and has paid the $10 fee for the insurance in case there are some accidental damages. In the case that your computer is damaged, please take it directly to Kevin Hamilton. He is our technology director. I will say that there are times when if technology has been abused or they're using it for purposes other than it is intended, we will take that back. There will be consequences, or we can limit where they can go on the internet. So if you have any questions and want further information on that, please feel free to give us a call. Truman Middle School, and actually the St. Joseph School District, has a very strict policy on cell phones, and we do adhere to it very closely. Students must put away their cell phones and have them completely turned off during school hours, except during lunch. Cell phones they can be used before and after school, but once that tardy bell rings right at 7:35, all phones must be put away, and then they need to stay away until the kids go to lunch. If a student is on their phone for any reason, the teacher will take the phone and it will be taken to the office. At the end of the day, on the first offense only, the student can come up to the office and grab their phone so that they have it for the evening. If it happens a second time, the phone will be taken to the office by the teacher and it will be held there until a parent or guardian comes to pick it up. Any subsequent offense, so after that second time, if it happens again, not only will the parent need to come and pick the phone up at the end of the day, but then we will put in place what we call phone jail, which means that the student will either leave their phone at home for a period of time, or they will have to turn it into the office and their phone will be kept here all day long, and then they can pick it up at the end of every day for a predetermined amount of time. So depending on the offense, those can range anywhere from a week to 2 weeks, and then if it's subsequent offenses after that, it can go up to a semester where the student is required to turn in their phones. At Truman, we have an MTSS team, also known as our support team. This is a multidisciplinary team, meaning it consists of administration, teachers, our behavior interventionist, our social worker, our counselor, and even our nurse. What we do in this case with an MTSS team is we try and support those kids who need extra help, both in behavior areas, but also in academic areas. We have a whole plethora of supports we can give them that are pretty easy for teachers to implement class-wide in their classes, and we try to support those teachers. And then we have Tier 2 supports for those kids who need extra help in either area. And then we also have Tier 3 supports, and there are going to be a small percentage of our students who probably need those Tier 3 supports. And those include anything from behavior supports where they need to take frequent breaks during the day to academic supports such as special education. Truman Middle School is a PBS school, which is just our behavior management and our recognition system at our school. It stands for Positive Behavior Supports. At Truman Middle School, our teachers try to really focus on what the kids are doing right, while giving extra support to those kids when they may be doing things that don't exactly meet our expectations. Part of that is when a student consistently meets expectations, they may receive what we call tiger tickets, and those are just small tickets given by the teacher to students that they can later turn in for incentives in the classroom. For example, they may have to pay 10 tiger tickets to sit in a special seat in the classroom for the hour. We also have what we call a Tiger Trolley. And when a student is nominated for a Tiger Trolley, it just means that they consistently meet all of our expectations. And then I, the principal, come around and celebrate that student out loud, and they receive a little prize from me and some recognition and have their picture taken, and then we do post their picture on social media. We also have blue and gold cards, and that is a system where if you have good grades, good behavior, and good attendance, and we're this year going to focus more on the grades and the behavior than the attendance because we don't want sick kids to come to school, you can earn a blue card or a gold card. Those specific requirements are in the handbook. I'll let you read that. It's online. But privileges that go with a blue or gold card could be they get to eat first. They get to the front of the line in the lunchroom. Or maybe they get to sit in one of our auxiliary lunchrooms and listen to music while they eat lunch. So there are some benefits to that. We also have the principal's honor roll. So for those kids who consistently hold on to a gold card through the semester, they'll make the principal's honor roll and get to have a principal's lunch at the end of each semester. And then there are also positive principal referrals. So that would mean that a student has done something outstanding in the classroom, and it could be meeting expectations behaviorally, or it could be something academically, and they will write up that referral, and you'll receive a positive phone call from me and a picture, and again, we'll try and get that on social media. Speaking of social media, Truman Middle School is well represented on social media. We do have our web page, and this is the address here on the slide. And also, we have a Truman Middle School Facebook page. I do try and keep up with that regularly. If you message that, especially during the school year, I check that about every other day to try and answer all of those questions that maybe you put on there. You're welcome to message me there. We also are represented on Instagram and on Twitter. We do try and tweet at least once a day, for sure once every other day, with pictures, things that are happening around the school, great things we want to recognize. We do have several opportunities for students to get involved in activities or athletics at Truman Middle School. We will start our fall practices this year on August 31st. We want you to know that you must have a physical on file before you can practice. Those physicals are good for 2 years, so if you will be a returning 8th grader and you got a physical last year, you do not need a new physical. You also need an insurance form, so we need to make sure that you have current insurance before you are allowed to practice. All of that pre-participation documentation, including an impact test, we will have some times where we will do that impact test this fall, but if you were to miss that and not get it done, that would be your own responsibility. So we need to make sure we get those done. Volleyball will take a bus to Keatley Center. We do all of our practices at the Keatley Center, and that's where we play all of our volleyball and basketball games. They'll take the bus at the end of the school day, and then you'll be picked up by parents at the Keatley Center at the conclusion of practice. When it comes to basketball, that'll be much the same, except that they will rotate. Boys will practice here while girls practice at Keatley, and vice versa depending on the week. So that's something just to note. Again, all games are played at the Keatley Center. Cross country will practice at Truman Middle School on our campus outside. There is a $25 participation fee that's only paid one time per year, no matter how many activities or athletics that your student is involved in. And that concludes the information that I have today specific to Truman Middle School. Please remember that if you have any questions at all, you're welcome to give us a call here at school. The phone number is 816-671-4400. Also, you can catch us on our Facebook page, or you can email Jeff, Sullivan, or Landy Quinlan at St. Joseph School District, and we would be happy to answer any of your questions. At this time, we are going to introduce our staff to you. These are the teachers that will be teaching 7th and 8th grade here at Truman Middle School.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second